just to interject for a second, this is something both of us wanted to see. We wanted to exist. Was a place to get local news that's engaging, like something you don't necessarily need to go out of your way to read articles and stay informed. It's something that's kind of enjoyable, or at least hopefully, something enjoyable that can keep you informed on local, hyper local issues and exciting news. I think that's it's a long time coming.
Yeah, and you said make it engaging, and one of the things I found, it was a little frustrating over the past year or so, where a lot of our local news organizations took off the comment feature on their Facebook pages, and so people weren't able to engage. So they could just see the news or consume it, but they weren't able to engage with it. Now, I do understand some of the reasons for that. Some people were getting very passionate on different sides of issues, and so they didn't want arguments and they didn't want that kind of thing. But that's all in moderation, and I think we should, as a culture, learn to be able to have a dialogue and move our society forward. But anyways, that's just the big picture. Local people need that connection, right? Especially local. We already feel disattached from things, and with the pandemic and everything's online and all this, and we need some kind of engagement. So yeah, that's just to unpack a little bit of what you said of the reason for this is to engage with each other on local issues, and hopefully we'll do a good job in doing that.
No, and speaking of, local and equitable outcomes, like when you live in a big city, it's different. You have access to a lot more, and I think that it's, in a lot of ways, we kind of lose that game because we can't talk to our friends and neighbors about news because we don't have it. And like you said, if you can't comment on these things, engage with these things, it's almost like they don't happen. And if only 10% of people are staying up on local news, it doesn't have that same ability to kind of bind I hate the word, but to kind of bind the community together. So not to toot our own horn here, but it's very important. I think it could prove to be a really beneficial thing to have a culture around staying informed, local news, and like I said, talking to friends, neighbors, and family about stuff that applies to us here. Because there's a lot more than just federal and provincial news. There's local stuff going on. Like every day we talk about, 5 or so local stories that are happening. And you just wouldn't know about them if you just only look on places like your Google feed or your just regular Facebook feed. It's just not focused on the local portion.
Yeah, exactly. It's super important to keep local journalism alive, and that's why we're not here to take the place of our local journalists and local journalism organizations, local news organizations. We're here to work with them and be able to keep it alive, actually, and just give a different flavor to it and something that's going to support it. And work hand in hand with. So, yeah, we're not here to take over the world. We're here to offer a service for the community, and hopefully we'll do the best job we can. So keep those comments in the comments section. Just let us know. Like, put whatever suggestions you might have for anything. Really, we're pretty open, and we're here to try and make this as good as we possibly can.